Mataji.
Hi, Bol. We're just looking for where we stopped reading last time. I'll just check where we have stopped reading.
Mataji, are we gonna do the reading today, like the whole class?
Yeah, first we'll do with the class and then with the reading, okay? So we have Subhadra Giridhari, Param, Aditi. Okay, let's go with the class, okay? You can all see the slide?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Param, can you go ahead with the prayers?
Okay, Mataji. Om Agyanatiminandasya Gyananjalasalakaya Takshurunmilitam Yena Taksmai Shri Guruve Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachaline Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Param. So, okay. Okay, so we have Aditi, Param, Palvit, Subhadra Giridhari. Okay, see when we are doing the class, if I those who are on video, I can see them first. Okay, so while reading or something, what happens is those who I see first, I might just pick that person. So see to it that you are on video.
Are we gonna do chanting Mataji today?
We'll first do the class. We'll finish the class. Okay, we'll just read the Palvit. Can you just read the quote of the day? Palvit, are you there?
Yes, Mataji, things are just like sometimes I'm forgetting the controls.
Oh, are you okay now?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Oh. So, can I start reading?
Yes.
Mayapur Chandaraya temple
Chandra,
is meant for Transcendental United Nation. What the United Nation has failed, that will be archived
achieved here
here by the progress recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
by the process recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Now,
Subhadra
Mayapur,
Maya.
January 15, 1976.
Very good. So, Subhadra Giridhari, what is the process which is recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
The process is like to wait, Mataji, hold on one second. The process that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he recommended was to like
Chanting the holy names of the Lord and propagating the.
and also Mataji like I want to like also like that's one way, and the another way is like to help other devotees achieve their goals for Krishna
Achieve Krishna consciousness, spreading the process of Krishna consciousness
and
so
doing
that
Sankirtan, Mataji.
yeah, so that each and every city and each and every nick and street of the city, there should be devotees chanting the holy names of the Lord, right? That's the process recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Remember, devotion is very simple. Okay, if you make it when somebody asks what is the process recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it's very
Chanting
simple. Yes, chanting the holy names of the Lord and just making everybody aware of the holy names of the Lord, right? That's it's very simple. Make bhakti
Spreading the
very simple.
word,
Yes,
spreading the
spreading
word
the
of
name of the
Krishna.
Lord. Yes, spreading the name of Lord. So
Mm.
bhakti is going to be very easy if you make it easy. And um if you make it complicated, it's going to be very complicated. So keep it short and simple so that it's very easy to implement. Right? Suppose if I give you a recipe. Suppose I give you a recipe of just making rice. So it's going to, if I tell you to make rice, it's so easy, right? Wash the rice, add the double quantity or the double amount of water into it, add a little bit of ghee, salt, and then just keep it on the stove and boil it, right? On low flame. And if I have to make it complicated, I will, oh, you know what? You have to select a specific type of, if I make it more complicated, how will I do it? I have to take a specific kind of rice. Then I have to go and look out for that rice. I have to get that rice, wash it thoroughly, wash it thrice and four times.
Mataji,
The more you make it complicated, the more complicated it's going to be. And
you
then you wash it. One second, let me finish, Param. And then you add, take 3 cups of 1 cup of rice, then exactly measure 3 cups of water, add to it, see that it does not overflow. So many instructions if you give, then the person might feel that, oh, this is so hard, why am I still doing it? Let me just get it from outside, right? So it's going to be, if it is easy, let it be easy. Do not complicate things. Yes, Param, you're saying something?
Mataji was saying that before like you started it, like also like you have to get the money, and then
Yeah, money is something which really is needed for it, right? Yeah.
yeah, and then
Okay.
first you need money before doing anything.
Right. So money is there, but we are just talking about the process, right? Like what things are. Okay, so yesterday we had, so now we are coming at the end, okay, to the end of King Bharata's story. Okay, so remember last time what we did was that how Jada Bharata was holding the palanquin. From this week, what we said, just a recap, was holding the palanquin. Then the King Rahugana gets agitated over it. He comes out and then he understands that Jada Bharata is really a very elevated soul, and he is now getting some knowledge from him. So now Jadabharata, he is talking to Rahuguna, and King Rahuguna is asking more questions, and he's trying to understand the real essence of life. So Jadabharata tells him at this point. Now this is just a recap, a little one slide of recap from from yesterday. So he tells that unless one what happens is Rahuguna is asking all the people from the kingdom, right, to hold his palanquin, and then he's being rude to them. So he says that what is the real purpose of a king? That the king should understand what the needs of the people are, and he should be more compassionate and more caring towards the people around, right? So he says that if you are in a state of mind that I am a king, this is just the state of the body, right? He says that in this body you're just a king, but in the state or in the body of a king, you are, what the thing which you should be doing is you should be taking care of all the people around you. But instead of that, you're being rude to them. You're not taking care of them. So that is not what is needed. You should understand what is the absolute truth. So King Raguna asks him, what do you think? What is the absolute truth? Can you enlighten me? So King Rahuguna tells him, Subhadra, can you read this first part?
Yes, Mataji. My dear King
Rahuguna,
Raghuna, unless one has the opportunity to smear his entire body with the dust of the lotus feet of the great devotees, one cannot realize the absolute truth.
very good. So this is one process. That means you have to be surrendered towards your spiritual master. You have to surrender towards the person who has understood the absolute truth, right? You cannot just go behind a person who looks like a elevated person, right? We'll see in the next part what it is. Is Giridhari there? He's yet to come.
And no, Mataji. Let me just call
Okay.
him Mataji.
Okay, no worries. Aditi, can you repeat after me? Can you unmute Aditi?
Yes, Mataji, she can repeat after you, Mama.
Okay. There are
There are
many other
many, many other
processes
processes
to understand
to understand
the absolute truth,
the absolute truth,
but
but
the absolute truth
the absolute truth
is only revealed
is only revealed
to one who
to one who
has attained
has attained
the mercy
the mercy
of a great devotee.
of a great devotee.
Thank you so much, Aditi. Okay, so this is one more way to attain the absolute truth. That means without the mercy of a great devotee, you cannot understand the absolute truth. You cannot make your own concoctions and understand it by your own whims. You can make mistakes. Now, why is it that we cannot understand the absolute truth by ourselves? Why is it? We are also devotees. We will also understand. Why do we need to have the shelter of a great devotee?
Mataji, I just joined, but I because we're like in the material world, and
Mhm.
our like Guru Maharaj or a spiritual master came from the spiritual world. Krishna
Mhm.
actually gave him like the property to give others the knowledge of Krishna conscious and
Very
make
good.
them go
Okay.
back to
Okay.
Lord.
Yes, that's one thing again. And second thing, what is one more important thing? That's the role of a spiritual master. He has come to save us all, right? The second thing is we have our senses, right? Just remember the story which we had some time back about an elephant and then the blind men holding the parts of the elephant. You all remember that? So a blind man, when he touches the rope, or when he touches the tail of the elephant, he feels that the elephant is nothing but a rope. When he touches the body of the elephant, he feels that the elephant is nothing but a wall. So, because of our senses, we'll perceive things according to what we are seeing. And it is not necessary that the things might turn up how you see, right? So, for that, we need to understand exactly what the elephant looks like. So, there should be some person, if everybody is blind, they need to have somebody who is going to explain it to them that yes, no, the elephant is not a tail, not just a tail. The elephant is not just a wall, but the elephant is really a big animal. So, to understand this truth, we have to have a person who has seen the truth. And that seen truth is only by a great devotee. Okay. So now Rahuguna is understanding. So now suppose if the person comes in front of you, he's wearing a tilak, he's wearing a nice saffron cloth, and he comes, and then is that the way that we understand, oh yes, he's a pure devotee? He's having a like, is that the way that how we can understand that this is a pure devotee?
No, Mataji.
Then how do I understand?
So, Mataji, basically, if it doesn't matter if if you see someone wearing tilak, wearing saffron clothes, that's definitely a devotee. But if you want to see a real devotee of Krishna, of the Lord, you have to see his character. You have to see his personality of his attitude to his devotional service to his Krishna consciousness.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Mataji.
Yes, Param.
So also that like you can't just become a devotee just wearing saffron and dhoti kurta and tilak and kantimala because like that's just a show. Like the actual
Yes,
people, like they're humble. They talk about Krishna. Like
right.
examples like Adigadala Prabhu that he came in Baltimore and then he started crying in the class. That's how the class was. Like you can
Mhm.
see that Prabhuji is
Yeah, I saw it too, Mataji. But
yeah,
like
Mm.
Prabhu
even
started
my mom,
crying.
Mataji, my mom saw it first. We saw that Adigadala Prabhuji, he's a very great devotee, Mataji, because like in the live class he was crying, Mataji, so he's a very
Mhm.
great devotee. While he was singing, he was crying Krishna's name, and he was closing his eyes and he was crying, and I don't think he ever realized it. My mom saw it first, and then I came here. Oh no, Adhika Prabhuji is crying. I
Mhm.
said, and then I saw him crying.
Yes,
And then
yeah.
Amrinda Prabhu, Amrinda,
In the mid morning class, he was crying.
yeah,
Mhm.
Audible.
Okay,
and
thank you so much. Okay, okay, let's get back to our class. Livan, can you read this? Thank you so much for sharing Balvrinda and Param.
Mataji, Mataji, Mataji,
Yes, yes, yes.
Mataji. So like, whenever I see Andhra Prabhu, in the kirtans he does that show that his
We are going to
body,
coming to that
body
part.
and
Hold,
and like
listen,
his
Haribol.
body.
Everyone listen. We are going to come to that slide, okay? Where I want inputs from you all. We are going to come to that slide. So just hold on to that thought for some few minutes, okay? We're going to come to that slide. I'm going to ask you some things regarding that. Livan, can you read this, please?
Okay, Mataji. A pure devotee. Who are the pure devotees mentioned here? In an assembly of pure devotees, there is no question of discussing material subjects like politics and sociology. In an assembly of pure devotees, there is discussion only of the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is praised and worshipped with full attention. In the association of pure devotees, by constantly hearing such topics respectfully, even a person who wants to merge into the existence of the absolute truth abandons this idea and gradually becomes attached to the service of Vasudeva.
Very good. So these are the signs of a pure devotee. Okay, they just as we discussed earlier. So now we come to the part where Jada Bharata, now because he's talking to King Rahuganan, he says, see, whenever we are talking about when we somebody asks like suppose your parents, when they want to instruct you something, when they want to tell you something, they might just go in a flashback of their earlier years or their young years, right? And they might tell you what happened with them, and they might tell you because they suppose they must have taken wrong decision, and then things did not happen good. They might tell you, you know what, I did this and this happened, isn't it? So now we have come up to that part of the story where King Rahuguna is asking Jadabharata to explain him more things. And at this part now, Jadabharata, he says, let me tell you about my past life. Let me tell you about what mistakes I did or what happened with me. So this is King Bharata, who renounced the kingdom. He just renounced everything, and he went back to the forest so that he can spend more time in his in practicing his spiritual life, right? So he was very detached. He did not want the kingdom all throughout his life. He just gave it to the further generations, and then he further proceeded to the forest so that he can meditate and he can have his spiritual life. But then at one point, what he said was that when I was in the forest, I saw a deer who was about to a female deer who was about to give birth to a fawn, a baby. And at that time, the deer was drinking water, and on the other side of the river was a lion who was trying to have him as a prey, have the deer as a prey. And in that hesitation to save herself, the deer quickly ran and gave a big leap. And as she leaped, the baby deer, because she was about to give birth to a baby, the baby deer just fell from her womb, and the mother deer just left her body at that point. But this baby deer who was there, I saw it and I was very compassionate towards the deer. So I took the deer I took the deer to with me, and I took care of the deer. But what happened was, he said that I was supposed to have a spiritual life. I was supposed to take care of my spiritual needs. But because I was taking care of the deer, I could have just taken care of the deer, but I got entangled into the deer. I got so much affectionate towards the deer that at times I used to forget my spiritual practices. I was always worried about the deer. I used to take care of the deer. And because of this affection towards the deer, I missed my goal. I missed my spiritual goal. Okay, the spiritual goal is very important, because what was the goal of Bharat Maharaj when he came to the forest was that he'll practice his devotional life and then he'll go back to Godhead. Okay, so he started explaining that how he took care of the deer, and then he got a lot entangled into the deer's life, taking care of his food needs, taking care of him. And at the time when Bharat Maharaj was about to leave his body, the only thought which should have come into his mind was about the Lord, about going back to Godhead, or the practices which he was doing in order the path which he was following in order to go back to Godhead. But remember, whatever we are doing in our life, or whatever thought comes at the end of the life, that is going to be where we are going. That is the reason one says that in your life you should at least attend one of the Jagannath Rath Yatra. If not in Puri, but at least wherever you can, attend the Jagannath Rath Yatra. Why? Because the Lord is so merciful that He comes out on the streets to give us darshan. And if that picture of the Lord stays in our mind, what will happen at the time of death? It is just going to be like a movie, you know, like at the time of death it's going to be a movie which is playing in our mind, and those things which we have done will be coming constantly in your mind. So if you have been in service, if you have been in the if you have seen the Lord form, you have been practicing your spiritual life like throughout your life, then what will happen? That will be the only thought which is going to come in your mind. Suppose it's an exam, okay? You have an exam and you have 3 chapters for your test. And what happens is you are just concentrating on one chapter. What will happen? Whenever when a question comes, you are going to more remember only that one chapter which you have done. Right? So over here for
You
us, the
might
main
not
chapter.
really know what the second and third chapter questions are gonna be.
Right. You
You
might have
won't know
not
the
spent your
answers, so you will have to use your schema to answer the questions.
Yeah, so you will only remember what you have learned. So this is very important that now the at this point of life, I was supposed to do my spiritual practices. But then I was thinking about the deer. So naturally when I was leaving my body, I always only thought about the deer. What will happen about the deer? Or after I die, or after I pass away, I who will take care of the deer? Right? In general, in reality, what it was there, that whichever life form is comes on this material world, Krishna is going to take care of that. If that one reality, if that one truth Bharat Maharaj would have remembered, he wouldn't have been so desperate to think about the deer. But he thought that I am taking care of the deer. It's me who, because of whom the deer is alive, right? So that thought kept on persisting in his mind, and he left his body thinking about the deer. Now, naturally, what happens? Whatever you are thinking at the time of death, that is the abode, or that is the place, or that is the form which you are going to go in. So, this happened. It happened that Bharat Maharaj came back as a deer. Now, remember, Bharat Maharaj is at that position, at that level, or at that stage of life where it is like so close for him to get liberation. He's done everything right in his own life, and is so close to get his liberation. But because of one entanglement with the deer, what happens? He comes back as a deer. Remember, from a human life, he's coming back as a deer. But does that mean that, oh, Krishna is so cruel? He did not even forgive Bharat Maharaj of one mistake? Was it, how do we perceive it? Is it that Krishna did not take care of Bharat Maharaj? He
No,
sent him as a deer?
Mataji, he
How cruel
didn't.
of
He
Krishna!
just got like attached to the deer, so that's why, Mataji.
Yeah, but then
He
whenever there is any,
he
if it
got
is any
trapped by Maya.
yeah, but whenever there is any punishment also, not a punishment exactly, but when there is any revocation of any act, Krishna is still going to be very, very merciful to his devotee.
Because
So
you just did one thing wrong. You didn't do like that many things wrong.
yeah, so then, oh, in the Bharat Maharaj life, who are the Palvit? I cannot see you, Rai Prahlad, Raghav. If I can see you, it's better for me to pull you out. Okay. So, Livan, can you think about one blessing in disguise over here? Bharat Maharaj took the form of a deer. What was one blessing over here? Anybody? Rai Prahlad, Param.
Mataji,
Oh,
can I say
Mataji,
Mataji? He
Mataji,
can
can,
remember
can I
his
say
past
Mataji?
life. He can
Can I say
remember.
1 second. We
Mataji?
need everybody to
He can
answer.
remember.
So I need everybody to pitch in. Yes, Rai Prahlad. Who is it? Param, Rai, Prahlad, who answered now?
Mataji, that can I say?
Mm-hmm.
Mataji, he could remember his past life.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Yes. So the though he was in the because of his deeds, he got a dear life, right? That wasn't in his control. But what did the Lord bless him with? The Lord blessed him that though he came into a dear life, he still remembered his past life, and now he was very cautious. He kept in the vicinity of the kutir of the place where he was in. He listened to the brahmanas who were chanting, who were doing the Bhagavatam, who were reading the Bhagavad Gita, and he was only into the. He did not wander here and there. He did not go into with a flock of deers, or he did not go into any other sort of necessities of life. He just what bare minimum, whatever was required in the meadows, he used to eat that, and he kept listening to all the scriptures which were chanted in the forest. And that's how, after getting rid of the deer body, now see, after getting rid of the deer body, he should have directly got liberated, right? But remember that human life is very, very important life. Why? Because it is in this life that you can do bhakti. It is in this life that you can really praise the Lord, and then you can go back to Godhead after all your karmas and everything is taken care of. So now, Jada Bharata, he is trying to tell Rahuguna that how association of this exalted devotees is so important. He said, in the dear life, I took care of myself only by being in association of these great devotees who were chanting the holy names of the Lord, and through that I got rid of the dear life. And when I am into the Jada. So now we remember last time what we said. Jada. Jada is what is heavy. So according to what the behavior of
Um,
Jada was, according to what the behavior of Jada was, he was called as Jada.
Mataji, in our language, Jada means hair, Mataji.
Jada
Jada.
means here. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
a
So but
long hair.
yeah, so Jada Bharata is over here that once whose buddhi was very heavy, because he pretended in the form sorry, in the life of Jada Bharata, he, though he was a very exalted devotee, though he knew everything, he had all the knowledge, but he did not go preaching over there. Oh, you know what, I have this knowledge and this is this, you do this, you do that. He did not want to entangle into any sort of other activities where he could again slip down or he could again fall down. So at this point now he was very, very careful whom I associate with, whom I like. Suppose what happens if you're associating with someone, then you might get angry, you might get all sorts of again emotions. So he did not want to go into that boat again. And he just stayed aloof. Like if I am not going to see, if suppose there is a person, you know that, oh, this person is a trouble, there are two ways you can deal with him. Either you can go and indulge and talk and explain and do things with him, or else you know that, okay, this person is a little bit crooked and I do not need to go and trouble that person, or I do not need to go and do anything wherein I will get trapped in his words. So you just leave from that. It's like fight and flight, right? So you should understand where you need to fight and where you need to just move away from that situation. It's like, talking with people who do not understand things is just like banging your head on a wall. The wall is not going to break, but ultimately you are going to get injured, right? So it is just like, again, there is a second thing, which is like it's a pot which is put up upside down, and you're trying to fill the pot of water by pouring water over it. Will the water fill into the pot? If there is a pot which is kept upside down and you're trying to fill
Oh
water
no,
into,
Mataji, it'll
No,
go
No,
over.
Mataji.
Mataji, it's gonna overflow, Mataji.
It's
it's just going to
gonna.
flow. It's just going to flow. It's not
Yeah,
going
it's not
to go
gonna
into it.
overflow because like it's not full, but it's gonna like and on the pot, Mataji, if it's like made out of clay, Mataji, it will start to like dissolve. It will start to like,
No, 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 no. It's a baked pot, so it will not dissolve.
oh, baked. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
baked pot. Okay.
Rai Prahlad, can you just read this, please? Yes, Rai Prahlad, you're saying something? Haribol?
I'm Raghav, not Raya Pralad.
Okay. So where are you? Let me see. I just see the name. Okay, okay. Raghav, go ahead. I just see the name and I call you out. Okay, can you read this?
Simply by associating with exalted devotees, anyone can attain perfection of knowledge, and with the sword of knowledge can cut to pieces the illusionary
Association.
association within the material world. Through the association of devotees, one can engage in the service of the Lord by hearing and chanting Shravanam Kirtanam. Thus, one can revive the dormant Krishna consciousness and sticking to the cultivation of Krishna consciousness.
Return home.
Return home back to Godhead in this life.
Even in this life, right? Now over here, see what it is important. It is said reviving Krishna, his dormant Krishna consciousness. Okay, so reviving means what? Something which is uh in a dormant stage, and when the conditions are with a seed, right? A seed, when you are sprouting the seeds, what happens is the seed, like suppose any legumes, they are they are when you soak it in water and then you tie it and keep it in a warm place, only then they will sprout, right? So your Krishna consciousness is also dormant. It needs favorable conditions. It needs all the required conditions of proper soaking as the seed, suppose a matki or any seed which is there. What happens is, if it's going to get proper amount of water, it will take the water, it will swell properly, then you have to tie it in a cloth and keep it in a warm place, and when that warmth, the sufficient amount of warmth it reaches, only then will it sprout. Okay, so this is the same for bhakti. Everybody has Krishna consciousness, but it is in the dormant stage. It needs the perfect environment by which it can move, it can flourish. Okay, so he says that association of devotees is very very important. So we'll have okay. So Raghav is present, right? Raya Prahlad isn't present. Arjun,
Yes,
Hari
Mataji.
bol.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hare
Say hi.
Krishna.
Say Jai Shri Krishna. Say.
Okay, no worries. Have you joined for the first time, Arjun?
Yes, yes. I just got a WhatsApp ping from Manish ji in City Place Indians group, so I thought I'll just join with my kid.
Okay, okay, sure, Mataji. We are there every day from Monday to Friday. And from Monday to Thursday, we do we are on the Bhagavatam, the kids Bhagavatam by Gaurang Darshan Prabhu, so that the kids can understand the stories well. And then on Fridays we have the Bhagavad Gita. It's in the same time every day. So Arjun will be
Different
very happy to
teachers.
see you every day.
There's
Can
different
we
teachers. There's
can we
different
all
teachers.
say Hari Bol to Arjun?
Haribol!
Hari
Haribol!
Welcoming you, Arjun.
Haribo!
Hari
हाथ
Bol.
जोड़ के हाथ जोड़ो.
Hare Krishna.
Say Hare
So
Krishna.
sweet of you. How old are you, Arjun?
Say I'm 3.
You are the youngest devotee we have over here. Okay.
Mataji, I think if what if it? I think Ryan's brother, I think, is two. Mataji, I don't know. I don't
No,
remember.
in the people, in the kids who have joined now, I see Arjun
Oh
is the
yeah,
youngest.
yeah, yeah.
Mataji, what state is he in?
No, he hasn't started the school yet. He's just 2, right? So let him enjoy. Why do you want to put him in school immediately?
He's 3. Mataji, I think he's 3, not 2.
Devarsh, do you want to read this? I hope you can. If you can, if it is more
Yes, I can, Mataji.
okay, go
One
ahead.
can learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. The process is most purifying as devotees thus develop their loving friendship. They feel they feel
Mutual happiness.
mutual happiness and satisfaction, and by this encouraging
Encouraging.
one another, they are able to give up material sense gratification, which is the cause of all suffering.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Srimad Bhagavatam 11.3 point, what's that?
It's 3-3. 3 or 3:30, I guess.
33.
3-0.
3
Thank you so much, Devarsh. It's really nice. You had to put efforts to read it. And so, if one is going to be entangled into this material sense gratification, that is going to be the cause of all suffering, right? Because then we are going to think about some things, it will not happen, then that will lead to frustration, that will lead to anger, and the cycle keeps going on. Okay, so now here list ways how we can associate with devotees. Now I want everybody to just pitch in and give one. Keep it short and simple so that we can further continue with the class. I just want one way. Think, just take a minute or take a second, or those who know just can raise your hands, and the person whom I ask is going to answer. As I see raised hands, we'll ask that person. So the question is list ways how we can associate with devotees. Yes, Subhadra.
Mataji, one way we can associate with devotees is by like distributing books. Like we see
Okay.
all the devotees distributing books because
Okay, distribution of books. Okay, we'll keep it simple, okay? I just need to list it down. Giridhari, do you want to pitch in and say
Yes,
something?
yes, Mataji. So,
Sweet and short, sweet and short. Remember, one word answer.
yes, Mataji. So, like, basically, Mataji, we can associate with devotees uh, japaing, by chanting the holy
Okay,
name.
by chanting. Okay, chanting together. Devarsh,
So you can
sweet and short.
do service to
Okay, very good.
devotees. You can
Service.
do service with devotees. You can do service with devotees and
Service with
service with
devotees. Okay, Aditi.
temple.
Very good. Going to the temple. Wonderful. Then we have Palvit. Sweet and short, quickly.
What do you mean by associate with devotees?
Associate with devotees, that means how can we be more with the devotee people? Associate is be along with them.
I'm doing wearing tilaka every day.
Tilak is a notation which you're giving, right?
How
It's
how about getting together and going to the temple?
okay. Getting together with devotees for what?
Um, kirtan.
Okay, getting together for kirtan. Okay, for sankirtan, can I write sankirtan? Palvit, Raghav.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Raghav.
Mataji. Mataji.
Mhm.
Mataji.
Yes.
I have another one.
Go ahead. No, who? Raghav. Raghav.
Learning. I'm reading
One
books
thing.
with
We'll have one thing. We'll come back to you, Devarsh, okay? Because I need everybody to have one point. Raghav,
Mataji, hearing and listening to
very good. Hearing.
Krishna Katha.
Shravanamani Kirtan. Yes,
Krishna
hearing
Katha.
Krishna Katha. Very good. Then we have Balvrinda. Be quick,
Mataji,
everyone.
I say that you should go to the temple, Mataji, and help like associate with devotees. Like first, what you do, Mataji, is like you talk to them. You say how is
Okay,
your
spread Krishna consciousness. Can I say?
yeah spread Krishna consciousness, Mataji. Yes,
Okay,
that's what.
then Param. Param, how would
I also
you?
I also have one more, Mataji.
No, no,
Distribute
no, no, only one, only one,
Mataji.
only one, only one, only one, only one.
Oh.
I want everybody to pitch in. Yes, Param. Go ahead quickly.
Mataji, example, chanting? No, not.
Chanting is said. Chanting together is said. We
Uh,
have so many programs in ISKCON. Remember, food
oh,
for life is there. We have
Um,
volunteering services. In the Kumbh Mela now there is a big
distribution, book distribution.
distributing of book distribution is done. Should I put
Mataji,
food for
that's
life?
the second one that I was gonna say, Mataji, book distribution.
So Paparam, what do you want me to put up?
Food for life.
But I want you to think about something else, okay? Because there are so many things that we are
Donations no.
okay, life memberships, right?
Studying Bhagavatam, studying all the
Yes, studying, very good. Studying scriptures,
Mataji, can I
Mataji, you have to put a U, Mataji. Okay.
can
studying scriptures.
Mataji,
Wait, one
Mataji.
second, let me see who hasn't wait.
You can say by serving prasadam and by eating prasada at devotee's house.
Yeah, eating prasadam is also one
It
service.
was Bala's mom told him the answer.
That's okay. That's okay because parents are going to help them to for
My mom
prasadam.
said, Mataji, my mom said, to read Prabhupada books, but that's
Yeah,
not.
reading, yeah, studying
Yeah,
scriptures. Yeah, that's also a way. Everybody said, Param, Raghav Pandit, I
oh,
see your hand.
Mataji, Bhakti Shastri.
Mataji.
Yes, 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 yes.
Bhakti Shastri is one.
No, go into
Bhakti
Bhakti.
Vaibhav is
Scriptures,
one.
everything comes under scriptures.
Learning Bhagavatam with devotees?
Okay, yeah, studying scriptures. Okay, studying
Mataji.
No,
scriptures.
reading Bhagavatam with devotees. Reading and
Yes,
associating
in
Bhagavatam with
in
devotees.
yeah, yes,
Mataji.
In
yes,
association.
Can I say
After
one more?
Bharati, Mataji,
yes.
after
Go
Bharati.
ahead. Yeah, okay, we're going to receive to Raghav. Yes, Raghav.
Um, eating prasadam at somebody's devotee's house.
Yeah, eating prasadam. Very good. Honoring prasadam, eating prasadam. Arjun, do you want to say something? Arjun is there? Arjun, do you go to the temple?
You go to
Arjun
Mandir,
goes to
right?
the
Bolo,
Arjun goes
yes,
to
I
the
go to
temple?
Mandir. Say, I go to Babs Mandir. Say na.
No.
Okay.
Okay, no
Not in
worries.
good mood. It's first
Okay,
day,
yes,
maybe.
we can
Yeah.
understand. Okay, we can understand. No worries. Okay, so these are the ways by which we can associate with devotees, right? Then like now these all you don't need to have an agenda. Oh yes, I'm going to it should just come natural for a devotee. These all activities should just come as a natural activity. And once we practice Krishna consciousness, these all activities are going to come, just they will come in a flow. Okay, distribution of books, chanting, service with devotees, whether it's at the temple, no doubt if it is just a service of even keeping the the footwear. uh, oh, uh, when you go to the temple there's a slot, right, where the footwear is kept, and there's some of the other devotee who's there to assist you. So all these things should just come natural because these are the sign of a very good devotee. Okay, so now Jad Bharata, he is telling Rahuguna. Okay, um the Brahmana Jad Bharata. Yeah. Now, what I tells is, this is one story, just how we had the allegoric story in last about Puranjana last time. Over here, the Jad Bharata, now because he is so happy that King Rahuguna is asking him questions about how to elevate himself, how to move ahead on the path of bhakti. So he tells that, this material world is filled with so many ways and means by which you can get deviated from the path of bhakti. And so he tells, I'm going to have everybody read a little bit over here. Okay, so maybe in what might happen is we might not get chance to read our the chant and be happy, so we will read this part. Let me have everybody pulled up once at least. Okay, so, Param, can you? So, this is a, story which Jada Bharata is telling Rahuguna. Okay, so just a figurative story which can be extrapolated to our life. So, I'm going to mark up over here. That much you can read. Yes, can you start reading,
Thank you,
Param?
Mataji. The Brahmana Jada Bharat became very kind to King Raghujana and
Rahuguna.
Raghuguna and to disassociate
Is this font okay? Wait, let me see which is going to be more readable for you. Yeah, go ahead.
He explained that this forest in which one becomes entangled due to association with material life. In this,
Can you start again, please? Sorry, Param. Can you start again so that
okay,
we understand where you are?
the Brahmana Jada Bharata became very kind to King Raghugana, and to disassociate him from the material world, he spoke frequently of the forest of the material world. He explained that this material world is like a great forest in which one becomes entangled due to association with material life. In this forest there are plunders, the six senses, as
Okay, so
well as
yeah. Go
as
ahead, go ahead.
well as animals, carnivorous animals like jackals, wolves, and lions, wife, children, and other relatives, who are always anxious to suck the blood from the head of the family. Thank you.
Oh, so this is just a figurative he's giving, right? So figurative means what? It's not compulsory as it is, but this is just a extrapolation of the material life to a jungle life. Okay. Who is this? Aditi, can you repeat after me?
Mataji is asking, repeat.
The forest,
The forest,
plunderers,
plungers, and the
carnivorous,
carnivorous,
blood sucking,
plant sucking,
blood sucking
blood sucking
animals
animals
combine
combine
to exploit
to exploit
the energy of a man.
Mataji, can I read next, Mataji? I didn't get a chance,
energy.
Mataji.
Balavrinda, I think Aditi is reading now, so can we please not interrupt?
Okay, Mataji.
Aditi is reading now, right?
Okay.
Everybody is going to get a chance within this material world.
with with this material world.
In this forest,
In this forest,
there is
there is
also a black hole
also a black hole
covered by grass,
covered by grass,
into which
into which
one may fall.
one may fall.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hari bol. Yes, Balavrinda, can you read this part?
Coming into the forest and being captivated by so many material attractions, one identifies himself with this material world. Society, friendship, love, and family, having lost the path and not knowing where to go, being harassed by animals and birds. One is also victimized by many desires. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Then, okay. Then we have, who's there? Palvit?
Yes, Mataji.
Can we start?
Thus one works very hard within the forest and wanders here and there. He becomes captivated by actual,
Temporary.
actual,
By temporary. You're missing a line.
by temporary happiness and becomes aggrieved by so-called distress. Actually, one simply suffers in the forest from so-called happiness and distress. Sometimes he is
Attack.
attacked by a snake deep sleep. And due to the snake bite, he loses his consciousness and becomes puzzled
Puzzled.
and bewildered about discharging his duties. Sometimes he is attracted by a woman other than his wife, and thus he thinks he enjoys
extramarital love.
extramaterial love with another woman.
Yeah, so Jada Bharata is telling a story that how this material world can be compared to a forest. In the forest, just as there are many um, the forest is a big place, right? So there are many people over here, many things over here which are there, many animals over there, not people, there are many animals over there. So and our senses are going to be engaged with each of them or everything of them, right? So he says that just like there are many animals, some animals are carnivorous, some are herbivorous, right? So some animals are going to attack and take hold of your things. So over here in this material world, just like that, there are many relatives, wife, children who are going to expect things from you and they are going to take things from you. So it is just like those blood sucking animals who are there in the family. Similarly, there are going to be animals in the forest. So the and in the forest, as we said, that there are different type of animals and different types of whether it is carnivorous, whether it is herbivorous, all sorts of animals are going to be there. So in this material world also, there are going to be all sorts of people around. Now, what he says is in this forest, there's also a black hole. Now, black hole is what? A place where you do not know what things are. So, it is a black hole covered by grass. So, you do not know that there's a black hole and you might fall into that ditch or you might fall into that hole. So, it is in this material world also, there might be many problems which we may get stuck up into. Just like in the forest, we can fall into the black hole. And then, so this black hole compared to the material world is what? There may be many attractions which are there which might deviate you from the path of your bhakti. So there might be some friendship, there might be love, there might be family affairs, and there might be all material attractions by which you can deviate from your path. Having lost the path, what happens because of this having lost path and not knowing where to go? The animals, what happens in the jungle? They might just get into some trouble and they might be killed over there. So over here also in our material life, what happens is if we lose our path, we might get away from our Krishna consciousness or our bhakti part. Thus, one works very hard. So, what happens is that is the reason you have to go to the temple, you have to work hard on your bhakti so that you do not get deviated into this material world. So, this example he's giving of a forest and he's trying to explain Rahuguna about the material world. He says that he becomes captivated by all sorts of attractions. And what is these attractions or this so called happiness said as? It is just like a snake, just like a snake is attack, like if a snake attacks, what happens? Because when a snake will attack, you will lose your consciousness, you will look puzzled, you will not know what's going around you, and this is all which is happening in this material world, by which you can get deviated from your path of bhakti. Then whom do we have who's left to read? Devarsh, did you read Devarsh already? Yes. Okay, Raghav,
Yes, Mataji.
can you read this?
He is attacked by various diseases by laminating, lament,
Lamentations.
lamentation and by summer and winter. Thus, one within the forest of the material world suffers the pains of material existence.
Very good. Yes, yes. That's it. That's it. We'll have somebody else also to read. Subhadra, Subhadra Giridhari, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Expecting to become happy, the living entity changes his position from one place to another, but actually, materialistic person within the material world is never happy. Um,
Yeah.
Being
Sorry.
constantly engaged in materialistic activities, he is always disturbed. He forgets that one day he has to die.
Very good. Thank you so much. Giridhari,
Yes, Mataji. Although he suffers severely being uh, uh,
illusion.
illusion, illusioned by the material energy, he still hankers after material happiness, and this way he completely forgets his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So this is what is the end result which happens, right? Like if he thinks that the living entity, what happens is when he is going to get engaged with the different activities, we have so many of them, right? On the new year, they will be partying hard till like morning 4 o'clock, and they'll feel that is the end of the world. That is the only happiness. But they do not understand that they are getting accustomed to the liquor, they are getting accustomed to all the life which is only a of the materialistic importance. It is not going to give them any result out of it, and then this leads to the suffering. And though this is the suffering, what is the funny part is, though this is the suffering, they do not understand this as the suffering. How sad of it, right? They are drinking, they are smoking, doing all sorts of different activities, and yet they do not know that these things are wrong. So how illusioned can a person be? Like it is such a big thing, right? Like they are doing all sorts of wrong things, and yet they do not know that these things are wrong. They feel that that is the main essence of the material life. And this is what Jada Bharata is trying to explain Rahuguna, that these are all illusions, and one should not fall for the illusion. And because the more you fall into the illusion, the more you will be entangled into it, and you won't get spiritual happiness, and you do not get your path going back to Godhead, or you cannot understand the mercy of the Lord. So, whatever you do, it is only so that you can go ahead on the path of bhakti and then do your best in this life which is given. So, this was the story of Jada Bharata and what he was explaining to King Rahuguna. Okay. It is in the association of exalted devotees that one is enlightened about the true purpose of life. Okay, so the true purpose of life is to understand the absolute truth as we started and then go back to Godhead. Is it really important to go back to Godhead?
Yes,
Yes.
Mataji.
Why?
Because we get to
Because
have Krishna's
we have to keep our goal big. Because why would we do chanting if you didn't want to go to Golok Vrindavan?
But why do I need to go back to Godhead?
Because Krishna's there, Mataji, and we get
Krishna is over
Krishna's
here also.
association.
I can find Krishna here also.
But Mataji, Krishna is he's there like talking to you, Mataji. Like you can see him, Mataji, with like his like
Well,
in
Alavinda, you can see
get,
Krishna here too.
yeah, but there you can see him moving.
Why don't we keep in our next session next week? Let's see,
Mataji,
we
so
can keep
that
a
we
debate
can
on this.
come out of this death and birth cycle.
Yes, wonderful. Because you have to come out of this birth and death cycle. This is one reason, as Balvrinda said, that yes, we need to see Krishna where we can directly serve him, right? So the when you see, suppose now I tell you a story about I have seen a movie, and I tell you a story about that movie. It is going to be okay, yes, I understand. But if you see that movie, what happens? It's going to be more engaging for you, right? It is similarly.
Yeah,
Everybody's saying, oh, you get to
Mataji,
serve
you
Krishna, you
remember
get
the
to.
movie, like you'll remember the movie really good.
Yeah, you just get to see Krishna. But if you over here, you just go to listen about Krishna. But over there, you might see Krishna over there, right? If you're fortunate enough. Raghav, can you come? Raghav Subhadra Gidhari, can you come on video? We'll just have a quick snap. Hari bol, everyone. Hari bol, Arjun.
Haribol.
Say Arjun, say Haribol.
Hari bol.
Hari bol.
Hari bol.
Haribol!
Yeah, so then always remember, like it's really important for us to remember Krishna. Ah, Subhadra Girdhari. Wonderful. Let me take a new different snap. Wait a minute.
Oh, they're in the karate. Is that karate outfit?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
karate.
Wow, you have a black
Karate.
one. We have white.
Yeah, we
Yeah, they're
have both
Dodamaji.
white and
but
It's because you have black belt.
yeah. Our black belts are like
I have like the white uniform but the black belt.
I have the white uniform and the white yellow belt.
Okay. So it's really nice to be with you all, and we have finished with the in the
Yes, that I get
what
to
do you
play
say, in Canto 5. Tomorrow, see to it that tomorrow everybody is present, because you're going to have a long Kahoot tomorrow on the whole story of Jada Bharata. Okay? So Yeah, we'll
And
put
bring
up
it out.
we'll make a big announcement also about it so that everybody is present. Okay. And your dear Radhika Kusturi Mataji will be taking the Kahoot. She's the Kahoot queen we have. Okay. So
Yay.
everybody see to it that you can join and check
Hare Krishna.
whatever knowledge you have, where you're going wrong or where you understand things. She'll make you understand in a very nice way. Okay. So meet you all tomorrow. And in Canto 5, we are finishing the Jada Bharata story. Okay, next we will go with the next part, the structure of the universe or the structure of Jambudu Dvipa. Again, it's very interesting. So we all take your leave today. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bhevascha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha.
Mataji,
Mataji ki
Haribo.
devotees ki jai.
Jai
Sita Priti
Mataji
Didi Mataji
ki
ki jai.
jai.
Nitya Gandharvika Mataji ki
Mataji
jai. All the
ki
devotees ki jai.
jai.
All the Matajis ki
Matajis
jai.
ki
Hare Krishna.
jai.
Okay.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
everybody.
Hare Hare, Krishna
Radhe
Hare
Radhe.
Hare Krishna.
Bol.